Kat, tell me, how did you first get involved with music, and how did it evolve to becoming a rock fan? Because I suppose
Yeah,
you're a rock fan, right?
of course. Yeah. I mean, I was introduced into the world of music at a very young age. My family's pretty musical, so everybody in my family plays several instruments. But I was taught to play piano since I was 5 years old. So we were classically trained. So there's a lot of Beethoven and Mozart and all that. But I think that's one of the reasons that I really gravitate towards a lot of metal, because when I hear different guitar riffs, these are the same scales that I play on piano. And it gives you an appreciation for the amount of skill that it takes to play that type of music, you know? So yeah, I mean, I didn't get exposed to like punk rock music until I was like 12 or 13. And then from there, graduated to Iron Maiden and all that. And then I discovered bands like Susie and the Banshees, Depeche Mode, The Cure. And that's really where I think I've still remained, because I love all the aspects of that type of music. I love the analog electronic synthesizer part of it, but I also love the romantic poetry, the lyrics, and the soulful singing. So I think when I decided I was going to come out with an album, a lot of people were like, "Oh, she's going to make a metal album." And it's like, well, no, I love metal, but I don't think my voice lends itself to, cover Slayer or whatever.
And who are your rock and roll heroes? I mean, you probably got close to many of them, or even tattooed some of them, or became friends with some of them. Are you still a rock fan? Do you think you still have that adrenaline of a rock fan that you used to have when you were younger?
I mean, it's like when I was working on this album, my neighbor at the time was Danny Lohner from Nine Inch Nails. And so we would spend a lot of time together. We love a lot of the same music. And that's who introduced me to Peter Murphy from Bauhaus, who I did a duet with on my album. And I still, till this day, I'm like, I can't believe it's real, because I'm such a huge Bauhaus fan, and I'm a huge Peter Murphy fan, period, So it feels like an honor to be in the same sentence, let alone be able to create something with somebody that you admire. But yeah, I mean, I've tattooed a lot of my favorite musicians, and but I don't know if they're I don't know. I like a lot of the obscure stuff, so it's not. I mean, I've tattooed like mainstream stuff, which I kind of really don't care about as much. But that like tattooing like the guys from the Mars Volta, that to me was huge. That's one of my favorite bands to see play live.
Wow, they were unreal.
Yeah, and the amount of talent, I'm just like, oh, dude, this is so cool. So. And I mean, that is how I met Dave Grohl. I tattooed him, and I told him I was working on an album, and he wanted to play some drums on some of the live drum tracks. And so that was exciting. But I think the collaborations are more of like a bonding thing more than anything,
Whoa.
I love the people I work with, but it's so nice to create with them.